Hey, this is Kim. Welcome back. Have you played with Outlook very much? Have you used the calendar? Do you just use the simple features? There's a lot of really cool things you can do. Today I'm going to show you a few. So let's go ahead and open up Outlook. When you open it, it defaults to your email. So here you go. Here's your email. This is for the calendar. This is your contact list. And this is your to-do list. Right now, we're going to click on calendar. Okay, there's a new search feature in Outlook. I am using Office 365, so the version of Outlook I have may differ from yours. 2016 and 2019 do look different. They have a few features different between them. But generally everything I'm going to show you today should work in all versions. It may look a little different, but yeah, it should be fine. So follow along and hopefully your version will look similar to you. Okay, so when you click on your calendar, it will look like this. This is the current month. This is next month. You can use these arrows to go through forwards and backwards. You can click today, and that'll highlight where today is. Today is October 21st. So it also shows it here highlighted, 21st. I didn't put a bunch of appointments in here, but there are a few. So anyways, I'll show you. But this is the date picker over here on the left. There's sometimes a little bit easier to read. If they are bold, that means there's something scheduled for that day. And they will look like this when you go to the month view. You can choose a week view. Let's pretend like, let's go to this one. Let's go to the week view. So that'll show this week. There's only one thing here. It's a conference call on Zoom. It's from Tuesday from 1 to 2 p.m. and I have a alert set for 15 minutes before. You can choose a work week, Monday through Friday. You can choose the whole month. Here's a schedule view. So this, if you had a bunch of things each day, it will kind of break it down like this. Another thing I want to show you is you can highlight whatever days you want to look here. So like if we wanted to look at this week in November, you just highlight those Monday through Friday, those days, and those are the days that are going to show up over here. If you wanted to just see all the Tuesdays, you could do this. You can hold down Control and click on the days you want to see, and it'll show you these various Tuesdays. I have the conference call every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. So yeah, if you wanted to see a couple weeks at a time, you could just click and it'll show you 2 weeks at a time. So whatever you highlight, that's what it's going to show you, which is cool. I mean, I don't know. I think it's cool. Anyways, that's that. You can go to a specific date very easily. There's a shortcut key. If you hold down Control and G at the same time, it'll be the go-to date. You can do a pull down and pick a date. Like I want to go to, and I want to show the day. And then that day will come up right there. You can do Control G. You can type in last Tuesday in May. It'll bring up the last Tuesday in May. I just kept it at the week, which is fine. Control G, you could type in next Sunday. It's really smart, so it'll know this is next Sunday, and it'll highlight the day that you chose. Control G, and you can put in a date way in the future. 6/15/2022. There we go. So it brings up those dates. And once you're at that date, if you want to see the whole month, you can choose the whole month. You can choose just that one day. It changes these calendars over here, the picker calendars, so that you Let's say you wanted to look at, you know, a couple weeks around June 22nd. There you go. So it's very useful. It's an easy way to get around. So that's Control G. Let's see. So let's see what else I'm going to show you. Let's go back to the Home tab. The calendar portion of Outlook has the ribbons, just like all the other Office products. So you have a Home tab with your most commonly used things. Here's your Send Receive tab with the different groups: Send Receive group, Download, References. Here's your folder groups, your folder tab with the different groups. Here's your View, and then Help. So there's a little training you can watch, which is fun. If you want to suggest a feature, a friend of mine actually suggested a feature. It hasn't come in yet, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was for Outlook, and they've been like corresponding with her, and it's pretty cool that they actually listen. Anyways, okay, let's go back to the Home tab. Let's go back to today. Okay, so we're back here in our current time. Let's go ahead and do a new appointment. So we'll go up here, New Appointment. So here is our appointment. You can type as little or as much as you want. The minimum you would need probably is a title and then a date and maybe a time, or you could choose all day. So let's make a title. Let's say we have to call the boss. We're going to call him on Friday at 8 a.m. Okay, it should take about a half hour. That sounds good. You could put some notes in here. Talk to him about taking a longer lunch. Whatever. You could put whatever notes. I mean, you could type as much as you want in here. Ask if I can leave early. Whatever. So anyways, you put as much as you want in there. Up here are some choices. So you could show this time as busy on your calendar, which if you're going to be on the phone, you would be busy. But you could choose working elsewhere, tentative, busy, out of office, or free. So sometimes you put something on a calendar, like maybe a holiday or something, but you don't necessarily have plans. So you can just leave it free. It just reminds you that there's a holiday there. Here's your reminder. 15 minutes. Whatever you want to pick. So let's say I wanted, I don't want it to tell me at 2 o'clock. Let's do the day before. So 1 day notice. So the day before, so Thursday at 8 a.m., it's going to remind me. We're not going to have a recurrence. We're not going to talk to, we're not going to set up an appointment to talk to him all the time. But if you wanted to, you could say, I want to call daily, or I want to call, this is every week on this particular day. You can do every month on this particular day. You can end by a certain date after so many occurrences, or no end date. I'll show you this later. We'll do it on a different one. So there we go there. You can make this private, so no one, if you share your calendars, no one else will see this. You can make it high importance, low importance. You can actually dictate this message, but I already typed it in. Okay, so now we're going to save and close. So there we go. So now it's right there. Call the boss. If I wanted to open it and change it, all you do is double click on it. Do you want to open this one or the entire series? There is no series oh, I guess I did do recurrence. Haha. So let's open the whole thing, because that's a mistake. I'm going to show you how to fix it. So we're going to open the whole thing. We're going to edit the recurrence because we don't really want a recurrence. So we want to remove the recurrence, which is right here, because I don't really want it to be every week. Okay, let's say I want to change the time. You can just change the time and then save it, and now it changed it. So that's really easy. So that's an appointment. There is also a meeting, which is a little bit different. So if you click on New Meeting, appointments are generally something you're just reminding yourself about. If you want to set up a meeting and coordinate with other people, then you would do it this way. So this will be a sales meeting And then we're going to pick who's required. So you go through your contacts. Make sure the people are in your contacts ahead of time. So John needs to be there and Lisa needs to be there. So this pulls up your contact list. I just have a couple sample ones in here. So, but you know, if you'd have a bunch of contacts in here, and you'd pick the people that you want to be in your meeting and click OK. These are fake email addresses, but okay. So let's make our meeting for November, I don't know, 9th. And our sales meeting is going to be at 10 a.m. until 12. Okay, so then we could say conference room. Then you put some details in here. Don't be late. Bring your coffee. Bring your sales data. Read the attached document prior to the meeting. Okay, I said I'm going to give them an attached document. How do I do that? Well, it's very easy. You go up to Insert, and you're going to attach a file. I have this text file. I'm just going to attach that. So that is all you really need to do. So you're going to send it to them. You gave them the date and the time and where it is. If they've got the file, they've got some instructions. You can go crazy and do all these other things. You can add your signature. So I have my signature that I made for Outlook. It works in here. So you can add your signature. You can add a table, pictures, shapes. You can go crazy. You can add a chart in here, text box, just all sorts of things. Do you need to do all that? No. It's just kind of nice to give the information that they need. Okay, so let's see. So I'm not really going to send this because these aren't real email addresses, but you would click send. And then after you send it, oh goodness, how am I going to show you this? Let's get rid of these people. I'm going to send it to a real... Let's just send it to that one. That's a fake email that I have. So let's go ahead and send it. Okay, so I sent it. So then now, what date did I make it? So here it is. So I open it back up. It's where you check to see. So haven't responded yet, but if their response is yes or no, if they're going to come. So you can see it if you had a whole list of people. So the scheduling assistant lets you look at their calendar. If you have shared calendars, and you can look at your own, you can look at theirs to see if there's any conflicts. Like if you work in a company and you all have Exchange and you share your calendars, that's where this would come in handy. But the tracking is where you look to see if they're going to come to your meeting. Okay, so that's a meeting. And let's go back to the Home tab. So I showed you a meeting and appointment. Okay, so now let's move on to something else. So you see, let's go to a day. Let's click today. Let's click. So this is just today. Let's pick one let's pick this day because there's something on it. See how these have 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m. You can change the spacing. You could change, so it could be like this little line here. I'm not sure if you could see it, but so this would be 8:30, 9, 9:30, 10, 10:30. You can change this by right-clicking in the area here where the times are, and you can change it to like 15-minute increments. So you'd have 4, 4:15, 4:30, 4:45, 5, 5:15, 5:30, 5:45, 6. So you can change that if you had meetings that were 15 minutes long, or you wanted to start at the quarter hour or whatever. So 30 minutes is the default. So it's kind of cool that you can change that. I think so anyways. Another very cool thing that you can do is if you wanted to email this to someone, if you just drag it to email, then up comes an email and you can email it to someone. So it'll send all the information that you've entered under your appointment and you can send it. So that's kind of interesting. Easy way to send an appointment to someone, or just a copy of, let's say you want to send it to your secretary so that person knows what you're doing, or your husband or whatever. Okay. Let's see. So recurrence also, you can edit the time and the reminder. So like the reminder, let's go open this again. Let's open just this one. Okay, so reminder right here is 15 minutes. You have all these choices. But let's say I want it to tell me in 45 minutes. All you have to do is type in here. "45 minutes." So then 45 minutes. So you don't have to pick one that's already there. You can change it to whatever you want. So that's a good thing to know. Now, this I kind of wanted to show you. Here, let's close that. Let's go back to our calendar, main calendar. Today, let's go to our home tab, month. Okay. So, this lets you change all sorts of things. Let's go in there, it's just easier to show you. So if you go to File, and then Options, and then Calendar Options, you have a lot of choices. So let's say your work week is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and you don't work these days. You can unmark and check different days. You can change the work hours from, 12 to 5, whatever you want. The first day of the week, you can change all these things. It's useful because you want the calendar to work for you. You can add, so you go down here, there's all sorts of things. So here's the default duration for new appointments and meetings. So when you click on new appointment, it'll automatically make it 30 minutes long. You can change the time in your when you set up your appointment, or you could, if most of your things are 30 minutes, you can do that. If most of your things are an hour, you can change this to 1 hour. Default reminder, if you have this checked, even if you don't put a reminder, it will automatically remind you 15 minutes before the meeting or appointment. If you unclick this, it won't remind you unless you set a reminder. This is for a meeting, if you allow attendees to propose new times for meetings. So when you send them an invitation, they can respond back and say, well, 2 o'clock doesn't work, but I could do 3 o'clock. If you don't have that marked, they can't change it. You can add holidays to the calendar by clicking here. You can change colors, change the vertical layout to horizontal layout, all sorts of things here. You can choose your time zone. You can show a second time zone. If you had like another office, another part of the country, that would be useful. Let's see what else is here. Oh yeah, you can turn the weather off if you don't want to see the weather. You can show it in Celsius or Fahrenheit. So anyways, those are calendar settings that are easy to get to. So once again, that was under File, Options, and then Calendar. And then click OK when you're done. Let's see. So then up here is their search. Search checks your entire calendar for anything typed in. So like if you want to look for boss, we put something for call the boss. So there we go. So it's going to look for call the boss. Let's say look for Kate, lunch with Kate. So it'll look through all your calendar items and list the ones that meet your search criteria. You can search for dates. You can search for all sorts of things. Let's go home. Let's go. Okay. Let's see, close that. So we'll go back here. Let's see. Oh, this is a cool one. So I have a personal calendar here. I already added, but I'm going to show you how to add a calendar. So you click on this little arrow. So it's open calendar. There's a little drop down here. And you want to create a new blank calendar. So let's name this maybe kids. We'll make a kids calendar. So you just click OK. So click on it. It's going to open it over here. So this is your work, your default calendar. And this is, let's say, my kids calendar. My kids are adults now, but let's say I had little kids. And let's say on Fridays, pick up kids at Sue's. Okay. Actually, we want to do it this way because we want to pick a time. So we don't want all day. We're going to pick them up at, let's say, 3:30. Reminder, 15 minutes. Sure, that's fine. Save and close. So I just want to add some things in here. Let's say the kids have dentist appointment. So you type it, then you double click off of it, and then double click to open it. Let's say they have a dentist appointment, not all day, 10:30, I don't know, 12, whatever. Okay. You could put some notes in here. Let's say it was a copay per kid. Whatever. You can put whatever notes you want in there. Reminder again. So you could change this. Let's say one day before I want to be notified. And then save and close. Okay. So the fun part about this is you don't have to look at them this way. If you click this little arrow right here, it'll overlay. So anything green is the kids, anything blue is my default like work calendar. So I also have a personal calendar. Let's show that one too. So there's my personal calendar, the kids calendar, and the work calendar. So you can click on either one. You can click this to separate it again. You can click this to separate it. And then you've got all three here separately. It's fun to see everything all at once, and you can kind of see if things are overlapping. And if you just need to glance and see what's going on, like I said, you can just pick this 1 week. And now you're just going to see that 1 week. So it's broken down. Or let's say you just want to see these 3 days, then these 3 days for each calendar. So anyways, there's some cool things for you to play with. There's a lot more. These are just the things that I particularly find useful and I thought that most people could use. So yeah, hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and comment below if you have any questions or comments. Thanks.